Welcome back to Teknobalta. We are your premier source for high-level technical troubleshooting and hardware optimization. Today, we are tackling a persistent issue in RDR2 where the game displays an unable to launch error. We at Teknobalta analyzed this specific failure point and identified a breakdown in the permission handshake between Steam and the executable. This error typically occurs when the Windows User Account Control, or UAC, prevents the launcher from initializing the process. When you click play on Steam, it triggers the Rockstar Games Launcher, which then attempts to call the PlayRDR2.exe. If the exe requires higher privileges than the launcher currently possesses, the system blocks the execution, resulting in the error. We at Teknobalta found that many users are forced to manually run the game as an administrator every single time. However, we have a permanent solution that automates this process and restores the seamless launch experience from your library. Before we dive into the main fix, let us perform some essential pre-checks to ensure your environment is ready. First, ensure that your Windows 10 or Windows 11 installation is fully updated to the latest build. Outdated system files can often interfere with the security certificates used by the Rockstar Social Club. Second, make sure your GPU drivers from NVIDIA or AMD are up to date to avoid API conflicts. Now, let us begin the primary solution path. We need to locate the installation directory of Red Dead Redemption 2. Open your Steam library, right-click on the game title, and navigate to Manage, then select Browse Local Files. This will open a Windows Explorer window directly inside the game's root folder. Look for the file named PlayRDR2.exe. This is the main entry point for the application. Right-click on this specific exe file and select Properties from the context menu. In the Properties window, navigate to the Compatibility tab at the top. We at Teknobalta recommend focusing on the settings at the bottom of this tab. Locate the checkbox labeled Run this program as an administrator and ensure it is checked. By enabling this, you're granting the game permanent elevated privileges, bypassing the UAC handshake issues. While you're here, we also suggest checking the box for Disable Fullscreen Optimizations. This prevents Windows from overlaying its own DWM layer, which can sometimes cause the unable to launch crash. Click Apply and then click OK to save these critical changes to the exe metadata. Now, we must perform the same steps for the RDR2.exe file located in the same folder. Right-click RDR2.exe, go to Properties, then the Compatibility tab. Check Run this program as an administrator and disable full-screen optimizations once again. Applying these settings to both binaries ensures that whether the launcher calls the wrapper or the game itself, the permissions are correct. Now, close the folder and attempt to launch the game directly from Steam. You may see a Windows prompt asking for permission. Click Yes. The game should now initialize without the error. If the problem persists, we at Teknobalta have identified an alternative cause related to the Rockstar Games Launcher itself. Sometimes, the launcher's local profile data becomes corrupted, preventing it from verifying your game ownership. To fix this, open the Rockstar Games Launcher and go to Settings. Select Account Information and look for the option to Delete Local Profile. Do not worry, this will not delete your saved games. It only clears the local login and cache data. After deleting the profile, sign back in with your credentials and try launching the game again. Another technical factor to consider is the integrity of the game files themselves. Go to Steam, right-click RDR2, select Properties, then Installed Files, and click Verify Integrity of Game Files. Steam will scan the hash of every file and re-download any that are missing or corrupted. This is a crucial step if a recent update was interrupted, leading to the unable to launch state. We at Teknobalta also recommend checking your antivirus or Windows Defender settings. Sometimes, the heuristic engine flags the game's exe as a false positive, blocking its execution. Add the entire Red Dead Redemption 2 folder to your antivirus exclusion list to prevent this interference. For advanced users, we suggest checking the graphics API in the game's configuration file. Navigate to your Documents folder, then Rockstar Games, Red Dead Redemption 2, and finally Settings. Open the system.xml file with a text editor like Notepad. Look for the line that specifies the KHR_graphics API. If it is set to Vulkan and the game won't start, try changing it to DX12 or vice versa. This can resolve launch failures related to how the game interacts with your specific GPU driver. Remember to save the file before closing it, and then attempt to launch the game. Let us summarize the Teknobalta solution for the unable to launch error. The root cause is usually a permission conflict between the Windows environment and the game binaries. By setting the exe files to run as an administrator, you provide the necessary elevation for the game to start. Disabling full-screen optimizations further stabilizes the initial video mode switch. Verifying file integrity and clearing the launcher cache are excellent secondary troubleshooting steps. We at Teknobalta are confident that following these professional steps will get you back into the frontier. Technical stability is the foundation of a great gaming experience, and we are here to provide that foundation. If you found this guide helpful, ensure your system is always optimized by following our expert advice. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more world-class technical solutions and hardware insights. We will see you in the next deep dive. Stay technical.